Lab A9, measuring mass, calculating density. So today we are going to be talking about how to calculate density. Density formula is density equals mass per volume. We have to know two things though. What is mass and what is volume? The mass of an object describes how much matter is in the object, and volume is how much space an object takes up. Your challenge question for today is, how can you use the mass and volume of an object to calculate its density? Okay, so what you'll need to complete this lab is this sheet here, which is a data table for lab A9. And you will also need your sheet that we used in lab 8 to calculate the volume of our objects. So we're going to be looking at our objects here, the same objects that we used in lab 8. We have our two bars, our two cubes, and our two cylinders. The first thing we'll need to do is we'll need to turn on our scale. And we're going to make sure that it's at 0, which it is. Okay, and I'm going to take each of the objects. Okay, so I'm going to start with a light gray bar because it's first on my sheet. I'm going to place it on the scale. Okay, please record this on the first column of your sheet here, which is going to be 22.0 grams. Okay, so you want to make sure that your scale is at 0 again. Place the object on. Okay, 62.9 grams is a dark gray bar. Okay. Next will be the light gray cube. But again, make sure you're at 0. Okay, 44.1 grams. Dark gray cube. Again, make sure that your scale is 0. 127.3 grams. Okay, next we have our cylinders. We have our light gray cylinder. 17.9 grams. And then the last one is the dark gray cylinder. Okay, 49 grams. Okay, so now that you have found the mass, okay, because remember the formula is density equals mass over volume, okay, or mass per volume. So what you want to do is, over here in your next column, is you want to be able to calculate the density. Density equals mass divided by volume. So we're going to get the mass, which is 22 grams. And we're going to divide that by 7.2. Okay. So the calculation, go ahead and put that into your calculator. Okay, so 22 divided by 7.2 equals 3.05, so we'll round that to 3.1. Okay, now you're going to use grams per cubic centimeters or grams per milliliter. Since I use grams and centimeters, it is going to be grams per cubic centimeter. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to do the rest of these problems. Okay, you need to see the formula and your number substituted into the formula, your answers with the correct units. Okay, if they use grams per milliliter or milliliters in the measurement for volume, you have to use grams per milliliters. If they used the measurement method then you have to use the grams per cubic centimeter. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move on down. Our calculated density was 3.1 grams per cubic centimeter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at this number here, 3.1 grams per cubic centimeter, and we're going to look at the table 3, which is on the back side of here, and we're going to see what number is closest to 3.1. Okay, so these are calculated densities of known substances. Okay, so we calculated 3.1. So we're going to look for the one that is closest to 3.1, which is 2.7. Okay, and if we look at that, 2.7, it is aluminum. So what is the closest? It is 2.7 grams per cubic centimeter. And the object's material is aluminum. So after you've calculated the density, come over here, write it again, look at the table 3 on the back side for comparisons, find the closest one, and then write that there. And that will tell you what the object is made of. Okay, so that concludes lab number 9.